Hello students, hope everyone is fine. Welcome to our next class. We are starting today a new chapter, chapter 2, biological classification. Under this chapter we will learn 5 kingdom classification and we will learn in details about kingdom Monera, Protista, fungi, lichens, virus and viroids. And today we will discuss about 5 kingdom classifications and the kingdom Monera in details. So let's start. Now the 5 kingdom classification, which was given by Robert H. Whittaker in 1969. Firstly, he has categorized organism as prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Under prokaryotic, he included Monera kingdom, and eukaryotic he further categorized it as unicellular and multicellular. In unicellular, he has included the Protista kingdom, and in multicellular again he has categorized as with cell wall and without cell wall. With cell wall, he has included all the phototropic and heterotropic organism. The phototropic organism, Plantae, he has included here, that is Plantae kingdom, and heterotropic he has included the fungi, that is within the with cell wall. And the without cell wall, the multicellular, which he had categorized as without cell wall, here he has included the Animalia kingdom. We had discussed this in the last classes also. You can check there once. Alright, now we will see what are the characteristics of the 5 kingdom. This is Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantae kingdom. First we will see the cell type. See the chart. Cell type of Monera is prokaryotic, and the rest all, that is Protista, fungi, Plantae and Animalia, their cell type is eukaryotic. Okay, then the next, the cell wall of Monera is made up of what? Peptidoglycan. Okay, and cell wall of Protista, प्रोटिस्टा का जो सेल वॉल है ये वैरायटी का होता है, कभी कभी सेलुलोज, प्रोटीन, सिलिका सबका होता है. देन सेल वॉल ऑफ फंजाई इज मेड अप ऑफ काइटिन. Please remember this, the cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin, very important. And the cell wall of Plantae is cellulose. It's present, cell wall is present in Plantae, and cell wall in animals is absent. Animals में cell wall नहीं होता है, ठीक है. The next come to nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane of Monera is absent because nucleus is absent in Monera, so no use of nuclear membrane also. And in Protista, nuclear membrane is present. In rest all you will find the nuclear membrane. In Protista, fungi, Plantae, Animalia, you will find a nuclear membrane because their nucleus is present. Then come to the body organization. Body organization of Monera is cellular, means single cell, and body organization of Protista is also cellular, that is single cell. Body organization of fungi is multicellular, but it is a loose tissue since it is primitive, right? Then body organization of Plantae is tissue or organ, but the body organization of Animalia is tissue, organ and organ system. Like in Animalia, you will get to study about the respiratory system, reproductive system, circulatory system, means a system is still in Animalia. Then come to the mode of nutrition of Monera. Mode of nutrition in Monera we will study today itself. Okay. Then in Protista also it's autotrophic and heterotropic. In fungi it's heterotropic, saprophytic. Mode of nutrition means in saprophytic means they depend on this that and decaying matter also. And then parasitic we'll discuss in details. No need to worry for that. Then in mode of nutrition in Plantae, obviously it will be autotrophic, that is photosynthetic, and mode of nutrition in Animalia is heterotropic. Here it will be your holozoic, saprophytic, etc. Now we will see the Monera kingdom in details. Kingdom Monera. Bacteria are the sole members of the kingdom Monera. So bacteria are kept under this kingdom Monera. They are the most abundant microorganism, very important, and bacteria occurs almost everywhere you can find this bacteria. अभी जहाँ पे आप लोग क्लास कर रहे हो, लैपटॉप हो या मोबाइल हो, वहाँ पे भी बैक्टीरिया है, बहुत सारा बैक्टीरिया है, बट यू कैंट सी देम विथ इन योर नेकेड आइज. ओके, एंड स्किन में हो, एनवायरनमेंट में हो, एवरीवेयर bacteria occurs, and hundreds of bacteria are present in a handful of soil. In a handful of soil, you can find hundreds of bacteria, and they also live in extreme habitats such as hot springs, deserts, snow and deep oceans where very few other life forms can survive. जहाँ पे दूसरा ऑर्गेनिज्म सर्वाइव नहीं कर पाते हैं वहाँ पे ये बैक्टीरिया लोग सर्वाइव करते हैं. एक ग्रुप है आर्की बैक्टीरिया बोल के, वो लोग एक्सट्रीम हैबिटेट्स में सर्वाइव करते हैं. Many of them live in or other organisms as parasites also. Now we'll see the characters of Monera. They are unicellular colonial filamentous prokaryotic organism without nuclear membrane. Since Monera is prokaryotic, here we will not find a nucleus. They might exist sometimes in colonies or sometimes in filamentous also. Number 2, nucleoid or incipient nucleus. That means there is no nucleus. It is composed of naked DNA, RNA and non-histone proteins. Number 3, cell wall is made up of peptidoglycans. So this Moneran kingdoms, here the most of the majority of the bacterial cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan, but except in archaebacteria and mycoplasma. Number 4, membrane bound cell organelles are absent here. Okay, you will not find their Golgi apparatus or endoplasmic reticulum organelles, so they are all are absent here. So there here number 5, ribosome, that is the membrane-less organelles. Membrane-less organelles, that is ribosomes, are of 70S type is present here. Number 6, some of the bacteria are autotrophic. Those bacteria that can prepare their own food. But vast majority are heterotrophic, means majority of bacteria, majority of these monerans are heterotrophic, means they can't prepare their own food, they depend on other organisms for the food. And number 7, respiratory enzymes are found associated with plasma membranes. Means as यहाँ पे तो ऑर्गेनल्स होता नहीं है, तो रेस्पिरेटरी का जो एंजाइम होता है वो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन के साथ एसोसिएट होके रहता है. ठीक है. Now we'll see the categories of bacteria based on their shape. The spherical shape bacteria that is named as coccus, and in plural it is known as cocci. And the rose shaped one, see the diagram also, the rose shaped one, that bacteria is bacillus, and in plural it is known as bacilli. The comma shape, that is the last diagram that is Vibrio name given, the last that is comma shape, it is named as Vibrium, and in plural it is known as Vibrio. And the spiral shaped one is known as Spirillum, and in plural it is known as Spirilla. Now see the structures of bacteria. In the structure of bacteria, you just see the plasma membrane, that is the cell membrane also, उसके ऊपर में cell wall होता है. Okay, and then उसके ऊपर में glycocalyx है. Glycocalyx may be sometimes in the form of capsule and sometimes in the form of slime layer. Capsule कब होता है, जब कभी sometimes कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि कभी कभी मेडिसिन डालने के बावजूद भी बैक्टीरिया नहीं मरता है, because they forms this capsule and it protects itself. And what happen in dry condition, if this bacteria have to move out, then they used to form the outer covering, they used to form the slime layer so that it become easy for them to move out. Okay, so glycocalyx may be capsule and the slime layer according to their bacterial need. And then see the flagellum is used in bacteria for their moving forward. And then see the nuclear DNA is nothing but it is ये circular chromosome है, and इस एरिया को actually nuclear इसलिए बोलता है क्योंकि there is no nuclear membrane. And then the plasmid is the double stranded DNA का पीस है ये, and ये chromosome का बाहर में रहता है. ठीक है. Then come the ribosome is membrane-less organelles, and this is required for the protein synthesis in bacteria. And come to the mesosome is what? Mesosome is your ये प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन का फोल्डिंग है. ठीक है, जिसको हम लोग मेसोसोम बोलते हैं. पिलाई का फंक्शन हम लोग देख लेंगे बाद में. ठीक है, इसका काम फिर साइटोप्लाज्म प्रेजेंट रहता है. तो दिस इज द बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर्स ऑफ बैक्टीरिया यू शुड नो विथ. Bacterial respiration here can happen in two ways, aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobe or aerobic respirations means in presence of oxygen respiration happens, and anaerobic respiration means respiration without oxygen. And that means presence of oxygen is not required in anaerobic respiration. All right, now depending on that, the bacteria can be aerobes or anaerobes. The bacteria which undergo for aerobic respiration, that will be the aerobic bacteria, and the anaerobic bacteria are those who survive in absence of oxygen. Aerobic and anaerobic bacteria may be obligate and facultative. Okay, now what is facultative and what is obligate? Obligate means strict. Wherever you find this word strict means what happen, इसका आगे में जो condition है, ये बैक्टीरिया लोग वो कंडीशन को स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो करता है. ठीक है, अगर ये कंडीशन नहीं होगी तो ये बैक्टीरिया वुड ऑल्सो नॉट सर्वाइव. एंड फैकल्टेटिव मीन्स स्ट्रिक्टली कंडीशन को फॉलो नहीं करते हैं. मतलब फैकल्टेटिव मीन्स जो भी कंडीशन हो इसका, वो लोग स्ट्रिक्टली उसको फॉलो नहीं करते हैं. Okay, now what is obligate aerobes? Obligate aerobes means these are the bacteria which can survive only in presence of oxygen. अगर oxygen present नहीं है environment में, they won't be able to survive. Okay, because the enzyme present in them, their working condition needs presence of oxygen. Okay, they need their specific condition, that is presence of oxygen, for their survival. An example of this obligate aerobes is Bacillus subtilis. Now come to obligate anaerobes. So strictly anaerobes means ये bacteria strictly follow respiration in absence of oxygen, and in presence of oxygen they will die, as they lack all the enzyme for aerobic respiration. In absence of oxygen only they can survive. Example is Clostridium botulinum. नेक्स्ट फैकल्टेटिव एरोब्स. फैकल्टेटिव एरोब्स यहाँ पर व्हाट हैपन, नॉर्मली इसका जो प्रेफरेंस है, बैक्टीरिया का जो प्रेफरेंस है, उन लोग का प्रेफरेंस एनारोब रेस्पिरेशन से. ओके, बट इफ़ दे कैन सर्वाइव इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ ऑक्सीजन एज वेल. मतलब इन लोग का जो प्रेफरेंस है, इन लोग का प्रेफरेंस एनारोब से. ऑलराइट, बट दे कैन सर्वाइव इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ ऑक्सीजन ऑल्सो. दे कैन सर्वाइव in presence of oxygen as well. Normally they respire anaerobically, but if oxygen is present also they will not die. They are able to respire. Example Chloropium. Next is facultative anaerobes. Facultative anaerobes, what happen here, this bacteria they normally prefer aerobic respiration. All right, but if oxygen is not present also they can survive by switching their anaerobic modes and anaerobic way से respire करना शुरू कर गया. ठीक है, although कम ATP बनेगी लेकिन survive तो करेगा ये बैक्टीरिया लोग. और इसका एग्जाम्पल है Pseudomonas. I hope you got the idea what is obligate, what is facultative, what is obligate aerobes, what is obligate anaerobes, what is facultative aerobes, and what is facultative anaerobes. An example is most important, you have to remember. Now next is nutrition and bacteria. Compared to many other organisms, bacteria as a group show the most extensive metabolic diversity. ये जो monoreins है वो most extensive diversity को show करता है. And nutrition in bacteria might be autotrophic as well as heterotropic. Autotrophic means auto means self, right? So those organisms can prepare their own food. They are categorized in this group. Autotrophic and heterotropic means those organisms who can prepare their own food and they depend on others for their food. They are categorized in heterotropic. And under autotrophic, the organisms, the bacteria are maybe categorized on the chemoautotropic or photoautotropic. In chemoautotropic what happen, जो अपना फूड बनाएगा उसको रियली ATP की तो ज़रूरत है. ठीक है, अभी जो ये ATP का जनरेशन हो रहा है इन दिस बैक्टीरिया, अगर वो ATP आपको केमिकल रिएक्शन से मिले, ठीक है, तो वो ऑर्गेनिज्म को हम लोग केमोऑटोट्रॉपिक के अंदर में डाल देंगे. ठीक है, एंड जो फोटोऑटोट्रॉप्स मीन्स फोटो मीन्स सनलाइट, राइट. अभी वो ATP आपको इफ सनलाइट से मिले तो उन लोग को हम लोग फोटोट्रॉपिक में डालेंगे. ठीक है, नाउ कम टू हेटेरोट्रॉपिक. हेटेरोट्रॉपिक मीन्स those organism can't prepare their own food. That means just bacteria, they can't prepare their own food. They depends on other for their food. That means दूसरा organism में dependent है. अब ये दूसरा organism can be that decaying substances in case of saprophytic, can be any living organism in case of parasitic, and can associate it in symbiotic as well. that means किसी और organism के साथ mutualism का establish करते हैं. Okay, and that will be under symbiotic. Alright, We will learn in details. Now we'll see the basic difference between autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition in bacteria. In autotrophic, what happened? They are able to synthesize their own food from inorganic substances. That means they're capable of producing their own food, and they can use carbon dioxide as a sole carbon source. That means they use carbon dioxide as a carbon source and fixed it into glucose molecule. What is glucose? Glucose is the organic food. And in case of heterotrophs, what happened? They are unable to manufacture their own organic food and hence are dependent on external source. Means they are unable to prepare their own food and hence they cannot form glucose. I hope the difference is clear. Now let's see what is autotrophic bacteria. So autotrophic बोलने से, the term autotrophic बोलने से यूजुअली हम लोग का माइंड में प्लांट्स आता है, राइट? बिकॉज प्लांट्स दे प्रिपेयर देयर ओन फूड. यस, सो commonly autotrophic is shown by plants. So plants के अंदर में chlorophyll है, which is green color pigment, and this chlorophyll is responsible for photosynthesis, right? यही responsible होता है कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल में फिक्स करने के लिए. नाउ क्या बैक्टीरिया में भी ऐसा पिगमेंट होता है? होता है तो कौन सा पिगमेंट होता है? यस, since this bacteria also showing photoautotropism, so this bacteria should also have pigment, okay, have some chlorophyll like pigment, okay. So यहाँ पे क्या होता है? इन केस ऑफ बैक्टीरिया में क्या होता है? बैक्टीरिया में जो पिगमेंट रिस्पॉन्सिबल है कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को फिक्स करने के लिए ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल में, दैट इज बैक्टीरियोक्लोरोफिल, which is your bacteriopurpurin and bacterioviridin depending upon the color of bacteria. Now say, in case of, if we see the differentiation between plant photosynthesis and bacterial photosynthesis, in plant photosynthesis what happened? Chlorophyll is there, okay, and in case of bacterial photosynthesis, bacterial chlorophyll present होता है, okay. Next, in case of plants what happened? Carbon dioxide is in case of plants, and ऑक्सीजन इज आउट. मीन्स ऑक्सीजन लिबरेशन होता है यहाँ पे. ऑक्सीजन कैसे लिबरेट होता है? वाटर की स्प्लिटिंग होती है यहाँ पे, इसलिए ऑक्सीजन लिबरेट होता है. बट इन केस ऑफ बैक्टीरियल फोटोसिंथेसिस they differ from plants as they do not liberate any oxygen, because here oxygen is absence, and we will call it as anoxygenic photosynthesis. That means without oxygen production. And next, in case of plant photosynthesis what happened? Water is acting as source of electron, but in case of bacterial photosynthesis what happened? Here there is no water splitting, okay, and since oxygen की source है water, but यहाँ पे in bacteria there is no oxygen, so the source of electron here is reducing power, that is your hydrogen sulfide and thiosulfide. And examples of bacterial photosynthesis is your purple sulfur bacteria and green sulfur bacteria. Purple sulfur bacteria क्यों है? Because यहाँ पे पिगमेंट जो है बैक्टीरिया का पर्पल है, ग्रीन सल्फर बैक्टीरिया का यहाँ का जो पिगमेंट है वो ग्रीन सल्फर है, ठीक है. पर्पल सल्फर का बैक्टीरिया का इमेज में देखो, नीचे वाला क्रोमेटिन एंड थायोस्पिरुलम are the purple sulfur bacteria, and in case of green sulfur bacteria, next diagram है उसमें देखो, that is chloropium. This is the example of, that is specific example of green sulfur bacteria, and chromatin and thiospirillum are the specific example of purple sulfur bacteria, okay. Now the chemosynthetic bacteria. So chemosynthetic bacteria यहाँ पे क्या होता है? इनमें जो ATP की requirement है, okay, that ATP is synthesized from chemical reaction, and this ATP is used for fixation of carbon dioxide into glucose molecule. Now see here, chemosynthetic bacteria obtain energy by oxidizing certain inorganic substances like ammonia, nitrates, nitrite, ferrous ions. ये कुछ inorganic substance को oxidize करते हैं, जैसे कि ammonia, nitrates, nitrite, ferrous ions. किसी भी inorganic substances को oxidize करते हैं, उससे ATP को extract out करते हैं. And this ATP is used for fixation of carbon dioxide into glucose molecule. They don't use sunlight, instead they use ATP which have been generated from this chemical reaction. And next, there are different types of bacteria depending upon which molecule has been used, depending upon which reaction has been used, right? सो द एग्जाम्पल इज नाइट्रीफाइंग बैक्टीरिया. नाइट्रीफाइंग बैक्टीरिया में क्या होता है, ये बैक्टीरिया क्या करते हैं, ये नाइट्रेट से नाइट्राइट को ऑक्सीडाइज करते हैं, फिर जो एटीपी मिलता है वो एटीपी से कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को ग्लूकोज में कन्वर्ट करते हैं. ठीक है, इसका एग्जांपल, स्पेसिफिक एग्जांपल नाइट्रोसोमोनास है, नाइट्रोकोकस है. सिमिलरली सल्फर बैक्टीरिया ऑल्सो इन एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस केमोसिंथेटिक बैक्टीरिया, एंड इट्स सल्फर बैक्टीरिया का जो स्पेसिफिक एग्जांपल है थायोबैसिलस है. एंड आयरन बैक्टीरिया, इसका स्पेसिफिक एग्जांपल फेरोबैसिलस है. Now the heterotrophic bacteria, they are most abundant in nature, that means mostly bacteria are heterotrophic. The next majority are important decomposers. So majority of the bacteria are decomposers. Now what is decomposers? जो भी एनिमल्स या प्लांट्स का डेड एंड डिकेइंग सब्सटेंसेस होता है, जो भी वेस्ट मटेरियल्स होता है, प्लांट्स का हो या एनिमल्स का हो, कुछ बैक्टीरिया आर कैपेबल टू सर्वाइव ऑन दैट वेस्ट मटेरियल. उस वेस्ट मटेरियल में जो लार्ज कॉम्प्लेक्स सब्सटेंसेस है, दिस बैक्टीरिया आर कैपेबल टू ब्रेक देम, कैपेबल टू चॉप देम इनटू स्मॉलर सब्सटेंसेस, एंड उससे जो एनर्जी मिलते हैं वो बैक्टीरिया उससे यूज़ करते हैं. Hence they are decomposers. They are able to decompose. They depend on dead and decaying substances, whether it be plants or animals. Okay. Now the next, they are helpful in making curd from bacteria. Some bacteria like lactobacillus, they are helpful in making curd from milk. And some bacteria also helps in production of antibiotics, and some symbiotic bacteria helps in fixing nitrogen in legume roots. Now what is symbiotic? Symbiotic means mutualisms, benefit from both the sides. Now if हम ये लिग्यूम रूट्स मीन्स नाइट्रोजन इन लिग्यूम रूट्स की बात करें तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है, जो लिग्यूमिनस प्लांट है, लिग्यूमिनस प्लांट में, प्लांट के रूट में एक्चुअली बैक्टीरिया प्रेजेंट होता है. ठीक है, ये बैक्टीरिया क्या करते हैं, नाइट्रोजन को फिक्स करके देता है प्लांट्स को. ठीक है, एंड प्लांट जो अपना जो ग्लूकोज बनाता है, जो अपना फूड है, जो खाना है, वो बैक्टीरिया को देता है. दैट मीन्स दोनों ने आपस में म्यूचुअलिज्म का एस्टैब्लिशमेंट कर लिया. दैट इज़ योर सिम्बायोटिक. ओके, दिस इज़ द सिम्बायोटिक बैक्टीरिया. ओके, then next is some are pathogens causing damage to human beings, मतलब disease causing bacteria. ये parasitic जो होता है ना, parasitic bacteria, ये लोग disease causing bacteria है. So they, what happened, they used to cause damage to human beings, crops, farms, animals and pets, like cholera, typhoid, tetanus, citrus canker in case of plants, are well known diseases caused by different bacteria, and that is your parasitic bacteria. Now archaebacteria. Archaebacteria we have studied in three domains of life, but since under mononeurons also archaebacteria came. So mononeurons, actually it is divided into two different categories, eubacteria and archaebacteria. Eubacteria are the true bacteria, and archaebacteria which is not the true bacteria. Okay, archaebacteria, these bacteria are special. They are special since they live in some of the most harsh habitat, such as extreme habitat. Okay, where others organism can't survive. In that habitat, these archaebacteria can survive. And the next, archaebacteria differ from other bacteria in having a different cell wall structure, and this feature is responsible for their survival in extreme condition. As their cell wall structure is different from other bacteria, so this archaebacteria, they are responsible for surviving in extreme conditions. Then the next, the cell membrane contains branched chain lipid. Very important, the cell membrane contains branched chain lipid which decrease membrane fluidity. Now the different types of archaebacteria. Number one is methanogens. These bacteria are responsible for producing methanes. Methanogens are present in the guts of several ruminant animals. Ruminant animals such as your cows, buffaloes, they are known as ruminant animals since they have compartments. That means rumen. Then the second is responsible for the production of methane or biogas from the dung of these animals. From the dung of these animals, the methane has been produced. So just see the diagram of this cow or this buffalo. In the rumen compartment there will be the methanogens. So here the methanogens are present in this rumen compartment. तो इसका जो dung होगा, इसमें जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड प्रेजेंट होगी, जो मिथेनॉल प्रेजेंट होगा, इन दोनों को कन्वर्ट कर देगा इनटू मीथेन और बायोगैस. ओके, एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस इज मेथेनोकोकस और मेथेनोबैक्टीरियम. The next is halophiles. Halophiles are archaebacteria. They live in extreme saline environment. Okay. Next, in strong light, they develop a pigmented membrane composed of a pigment called bacterioredox to harness the sun's energy. That means during sun's exposure in strong light, they develop a pigment called bacteriorhodopsin to harness the sun's energy. And the next, they can't use this ATP in food synthesis, and hence they are heterotrophs. They are not autotrophs. And examples of these halophiles archaebacteria is Halobacterium and Halococcus. And the next is thermoacidophiles. Thermoacidophiles, यहाँ में दो वर्ड है, राइट. सो थर्मो मीन्स ये बैक्टीरिया हाई टेम्परेचर में भी सर्वाइव कर सकते हैं, एंड एसिडिक दैट मीन्स ये बैक्टीरिया एसिडिक कंडीशन में भी सर्वाइव कर सकते हैं. So this bacteria can tolerate high temperature more than 80 degrees and high acidity. pH 2 होने से भी सर्वाइव कर पाते हैं. Then they can also oxidize sulfur to sulfuric acid under aerobic condition, and the energy obtained has been used in synthesis of organic food. Hence these also come under chemoautotropic or chemosynthetic bacteria. The common examples are thermoplasma, thermoproteus. Now we are moving towards eubacteria. Eubacteria or true bacteria, right? There are thousands of different eubacteria or true bacteria. They are characterized by the presence of rigid cell wall, and if motile flagellum is present. It includes Cyanobacteria mycoplasma. Cyanobacteria mycoplasma is mentioned in NCERT, so we have to learn these two in details. And also eubacteria includes Actinomycetes, Chlamydia, Spirochetes, etc. Types of eubacteria, उसके अंदर में cyanobacteria है. Cyanobacteria also referred to as blue-green algae, and they have a chlorophyll similar to green plants and are photosynthetic autotrophs, being cyanobacteria are photoautotropic bacteria. Then let's see their habitats or occurrence. Mainly cyanobacteria are found in marine or in terrestrial also, but mostly they are found in the freshwater, though few are found in marine. They often form blooms and fall into water bodies. Now what is bloom? Algal bloom. It's a rapid increase or extremely growth in the population of algae in an aquatic system. पूरा algae पूरा इतना उन लोग का population बढ़ा देता है कि पूरा पानी के ऊपर पूरा भर्ती हो जाता है algae. ठीक है, तो जब algae पूरा ऊपर में ऑक्यूपाई कर लेता है खुद को, तो नीचे में जो फाइटोप्लैंक्टन्स है, जो प्लैंक्टन्स होता है, तो उन लोग को ऑक्सीजन मिलना मुश्किल हो जाता है, राइट. तो क्या होता है, अल्टीमेटली उन लोग का दैट होना शुरू हो जाती है. सो रेड सी इज़ ऑल्सो is the cause due to excessive growth of cyanobacterium. और वो cyanobacterium का नाम क्या है? Trichodesmium erythraeum. Okay. Then the next, they occur in symbiotic association with almost every group. Symbiotic means mutualism, yes or no, sharing benefit between two organism. तो एग्जाम्पल देखो symbiotic association का जो फर्न है, फर्न इज़ अ टेरिडोफाइट्स. इसका जो एजोला है, फर्न का एक फर्न मतलब एजोला एक नाम है फर्न का, ठीक है. दे कम अंडर द ग्रुप योर टेरिडोफाइट्स. दिस शो symbiotic associations. That means this fern azolla, they maintain symbiotic association with a cyanobacteria named Anabina azolla. So these two, fern that is azolla and this cyanobacteria Anabina azolla, they maintain symbiotic association. And the next other group, Cycas. I think you all know only Cycas is a gymnosperm. So this gymnosperm Cycas and the cyanobacteria Anabina cyclidae, they also maintain symbiotic association, right? Now we'll see the structural organization of blue-green algae. Blue-green algae is cyanobacteria, yes. Though the cyanobacteria are unicellular, that means single cell, colonial, that means sometimes the cyanobacteria may exist in colonies, or filamentous, that means sometimes they might also exist like a thread-like structure. Then the next, filamentous form consists of one or more cellular strand, and single unit of this cellular strand, single unit of the cellular strand is known as trichome, and this, if this filamentous form consists of one or more cellular strand, this is trichomes. Alright, and the colonies are generally surrounded by gelatinous sheet. Very important, the colonies are generally, it is surrounded by the sheet of gelatins. Alright, then the next is absence of flagella throughout life cycles. In cyanobacteria there is no flagella, that means flagella is not present, and they are hence non-motile, that means they are not capable of moving. Alright, metabolism in cyanobacteria. this organism is self-dependent. That means they are capable of performing photosynthesis also, and also they can fix nitrogen fixation. All right. The next, some of this organism can fix atmospheric nitrogen in a specialized cell. See the diagram. There you have seen the heterosis portion. In there, this organism can fix atmospheric nitrogen. All right, and the organisms, the cyanobacteria, nostocs, and the anomena, they both can perform the photosynthesis also, and also they can fix atmospheric nitrogen. Thank you, students, for your attention. See you in the next class then. Till then, take care and bye bye.